Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island Season 6, The Reunion.
We are back.
Hello.
We are back. And to everybody who's following the other shows, y'all never left. Thank you for watching the other shows. We are back to do this reunion. I'm ready to get back into it. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, walk us through this, please.
All right. So our host is Ariana.
Yeah.
She greets everyone, and it's literally everyone. Casa girls, all the bombshells, everybody is there.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah was surprised by all the hate that she received from her makeup.
Okay.
Liv appreciated all the friendships from the villa. So the final four couples come out, which is, of course, Cordell and Serena, Kendall and Nicole, Janae and Kenny, and Leah and Miguel. So we find out that Cordell has a Cheez-Its deal.
Finally.
Amazing. I can't wait to see what the promo and all that looks like. And Cordell and Serena are officially boyfriend and girlfriend. So he planned out a whole date night to where they had a private room, they had dinner, and then he popped the question.
Now let's start right here. Do you have a problem already with everybody coming back for the reunion?
I don't. At first, I was like, dang, it's a whole lot of empty seats up there before they had everybody go up there. But I don't have an issue with it. I mean, honestly, there was a lot of people that we didn't get to see talk. And I was like, you know, that's good. Not everybody needs to talk. Not everybody was a major player.
Yeah.
So,
I think honestly, we could have did a lot more with less, meaning like less people, meaning more storylines, main storylines, get more into details and things like that. Not saying it was a bad reunion, but it left a lot to be desired. You get what I'm saying?
I would agree.
Okay.
So they show us the flashbacks of the season. We find out that Janae went to Dallas and met Kenny's mom. It was a great meeting, and Kenny and Janae are officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Coy spoke up, and he and Dea did a live, and he said that their relationship was fake, but he had not actually watched the show. After watching it, he realizes that they have a genuine connection, and he apologized for speaking on their relationship. So, you know, good job. Good job, Coy.
Well, actually, not good job.
Okay.
Coy is one of the people who I believe shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Because that apology is not needed. It didn't add nothing to the reunion. It didn't add nothing to the show. You could apologize to Janae the same live that you disrespected the relationship on. We did not have to see you. We did not have to hear from you and things of that nature. I believe people who was eliminated early on in the season should not have came back to the reunion and things of that nature. Now, to talk about Hannah for a second, I understand cyberbullying is wrong. I understand that you're not used to the limelight and things of that nature to where people's going to talk about you. Good comments and bad. And I understand that people was going in on your makeup, but your makeup was a little bit kind of off,
and it was everywhere.
And when I say off, I mean literally off your face.
Yeah, it was it was literally on everybody.
Yeah.
So and I think that if people talk about your makeup, that's probably the most okay things for them to talk about.
Some people got it worse. Some people got it worse. Deservedly. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
So Leah and Miguel are also officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Ariana asks, are we getting any I love yous? And Miguel is like, we're at boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay, let's chill out.
Yeah.
So we get to Nicole and Kendall, and we ask how they are doing. So Nicole is already in tears. So things have been tough between them.
Yeah.
Apparently, Kendall lied to Nicole's face, and he hasn't been communicating with her.
Okay.
Kendall tells her that the lie, of course, a lot of us who are keeping up on social media of what happened, Kendall had a revenge porn situation come about. Where he was showed in not so pleasant light.
Very not pleasant.
And after that, we didn't hear much from Nicole, and we didn't know what the status of their relationship was.
Yes.
So Kendall says that the lie was that when he got out of the villa, something happened, which I touched on. He should have told Nicole the full truth, and he didn't. Apparently, he told Nicole, which I think is what he told us as far as social media. I believe this is what he told us, is that it was a video with somebody he trusted, like an ex from years ago, who released this video. It actually was somebody that, the way I took it was that it was somebody that he met online. Took place in a hotel prior to them actually filming.
So basically closer than just like a while back.
Right. And with a complete stranger. And I also want to note that she is saying someone. She is not saying a gender. And I only point that out because I think that might play a part into her frustrations as well.
Okay. We go get into it. I feel it.
He tries to let her know that he is here for her, but he wanted to give her space because it seemed like that's what she needed. She came out with a post, so he thought he should check on her. He had been texting her, asking her to come out, and Nicole was like, she don't care about a text. She don't really want to text. People chiming in saying, how is he supposed to communicate with you if you're not texting him back?
Exactly.
And she's getting frustrated because her point is like, he lied to me, and y'all are just worried about like him and his situation, but why would I want to continue to be in conversation with somebody who's lying to me? So Kendall, and she also feels like Kendall only offered to fly her out and all this type of stuff so that way he could use it on the reunion of him trying with her.
And that makes no sense, Nicole, but I hear you.
And everyone does try to tell her like that's not true. And Nicole's like, he's been letting me like take ish for weeks. Like people have been coming at me just because she's been quiet for all this time. And Kendall's been over here posting girls on his Instagram, and the boy been partying. Okay, we have seen him out. Okay. So he has been living his life. Janae asked her point blank, how can he make it right?
Yeah.
He's gone around. He's asked a lot of us for advice, and Nicole said that he could have said that he, you know, basically he could have taken accountability for the situation a little bit better. He could have said that he lied to Nicole. This is what actually happened, and that is why they're in the situation that they're in. Well, Kendall tells her that that's the last thing he wanted to do was lie to her. He himself was dealing with what happened to him. So he wasn't necessarily feeling comfortable being totally upfront about what happened or what the situation was. So Nicole asked Janae, if Kenny lied to you, what will you do? And Janae was like, if I understood that he really loved and cared about me and he was just in a tough position, that's something that I would try to be understanding about. So Nicole was like, well, it's been other things too. And nobody kind of really digs into what she means by that.
What's the other things, Nicole?
So Rob speaks up for Kendall and says that he loves him. No, he loves you, Nicole. And Nicole was like, I know, I love him too, but when you lie to me, I'm not going to trust you. And Serena, she's kind of like laughing and stuff like that. So Ariana's asking her like, what are you laughing about? And Serena's like, look, I'm not the type to continue in a relationship with somebody who's going to lie to me. So I can totally understand if Nicole says, I'm done with it, I don't want to be with a liar. But Ariana's point was like, so do you want to be with him or not? And Nicole was like, I think we just need to have more conversations to figure out where we are. So she doesn't like that he lied to her, but she's also not in a place to communicate with him. And I don't really know where that leaves Kendall as far as what he's supposed to be doing. And that's what Janae was trying to get Nicole to kind of verbalize, is what can he do so you feel better? And at this point, she doesn't know. She's just upset. I'm gonna give you a break, but just confirm this with me because I think I saw it too. She said we are still together. Yes.
So what's the point of all this then, Nicole? What's the point of all this? Nicole, I've been saying if y'all watch the playlist of Love Island USA, please go back and watch every episode that we did. I've been saying from the jump, I don't trust Nicole. And Nicole, you got some nerve tonight, right? Now, I understand me and my wife been talking about this off camera, about two things can exist in the same manner. And I understand that, right? I understand he lied. But the lie that we to address that was mentioned on the show was basically the time of when this video happened. Did it happen years ago with an ex, or did it happen days before you came to the villa, right? And I understand that he lied, but Kendall was a victim of revenge porn, period. Let's stop there, right? He said, I did not know how to handle it. Everything was upside down. I didn't even tell my family. I can be like, hey, listen, this is very embarrassing.
Yes.
Especially the video itself. You get what I'm saying? Very embarrassing for that type of exposure, right? But Nicole is coming out talking about, I know Kendall's going through it, but what about me? What about me? No one told you to be quiet during the whole thing. No one told you to take a vow of silence and things like that. And now you're blaming him for not defending the silence that you recreationally chose to do, which makes no sense to me, which I don't really understand. And maybe Blair will maybe Blair will help me understand. I feel like she's trying to use the video as an excuse to get out of the relationship, even though she confirmed that they boyfriend and girlfriend, but she's basically building it up to where it's like, this lie, oh my goodness, I can't trust you no more. Hey, let's look at the situation itself and see and actually understand that all lies are not created equal. So it's like, let's just see if you can get past this and look at the greater picture of Kendall was in a position that he was exposed. He didn't expose himself. So, like, what do you think, Blair?
Well, I think that there's more to the lies that, like Nicole said.
Okay.
And I think that it can very well be true that Nicole could have not liked the contents of the video and could have definitely turned her off from Kendall.
Okay.
So I'm not going to argue the fact that that could definitely be an issue beyond just the fact that he lied. But I also want to say that for her to think that she knows her partner, or at least this person that she's getting to know, and they've spent all this time, which is like multiple days in the villa together, you feel like you actually like get to kind of know the person inside and out.
Yeah.
So when you're coming out and then you have like a scandal of a situation and you're just like, okay, this is something that's going on, we can deal with it together. Like, tell me what's happening. Tell me what the true contents are of how this even came about. And they choose to lie to you. Then that does kind of put you on the defense of, you know, if I'm number one, weirded out by the video, and then I am trying to be supportive, but you aren't telling me the truth, then I'm not going to be happy to continue on pleasantly in the relationship. You know, I'm more the type like Serena is, if I'm not happy with how you're going about a situation, then I'll just end it. Like, why are we constantly going back and forth about it if you're unhappy, Nicole? But maybe she really does love Kendall and wants to fight for the relationship, but she's just angry right now. You know, that's very possible. But I did mention that when she talked about how he met somebody online and she wasn't really specific about gender, then maybe it's possible that Kendall might not be a heterosexual guy.
Oh, so you know? So you're going with that angle, that like potentially the other things you think it is that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's left up to interpretation. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I can imagine if Nicole has experienced Kendall in one way and thought of him in one way, and maybe it's possible that he might be into, you know, the same gender, and maybe she could feel like, well, that's something that I would have wanted to know in pursuing a relationship, because some people may or may not be okay with that in a partner. So I can understand that, but of course she didn't say that, but I feel like she can't say that because you cannot out people.
I have
and I'm not myself trying to out him, but I'm just saying that there are multiple angles this thing can be looked at, and I can see why she would not feel happy to be going along and continuing in a happy relationship with Kendall with the way he handled the situation, which of course he is the victim of. So I don't think I don't expect for him to handle things perfectly, but at the same time, the fallout of what happened, how you handled it, is going to have an impact on people, your loved one.
Let's say that angle that you just stated was 100% Nicole's angle. Right? And I will look Nicole in the face and say that angle makes no sense, because you're actually helping with the more damage, because let's use your statement of you can't out people. By you saying it's other things but not being direct by saying the other things, you letting the mind drift of what people may think. So my whole thing is, if you're going to be this open, if you're going to be this open and have this dialogue on the reunion stage, to where you're basically pouring your heart out and basically saying this has happened, but still leave some things kind of cloudy, you're not being clear in what you're saying either, and you can also be attributing to those predictions or those like opinions of maybe it was a guy, maybe it was a girl. We don't know what it is because she's not saying what it is, but she's alluding to things. And I'm just like, if you're mad about all of this, but you're still with the guy, what is your overall angle in all of this? Because I do believe, even though I do believe lying is bad, I also believe all lies are not created. All lies are not created equal. So there is a big lie that affects me in that way, and that could be something that we could be alluding to, that maybe she's not outing him, maybe. But there is like the dog ate my homework type of lie. I'm not gonna break up with somebody that tells me the dog ate their homework and stuff like that. And I just feel like Nicole was trying to make herself the victim as well, to where if she was supporting him, when she even said, I ain't talked to you because you wanted to talk to me and because you wanted to get things right before the reunion. You did not attribute or contribute to basically trying to be clear in communication as well. You just basically try to make yourself look like a victim from my POV.
Okay, but I think that's the point of what Nicole was saying, that she wished Kendall would have taken more accountability and been honest about the situation, not only to her, but to the public.
I don't know about
that way it can be totally clear about why Nicole might be so angry, and she doesn't have to be the one to put it out there, because she probably doesn't want to run his name through the mud. If you, Kendall, are just open and vulnerable about what the real deal situation is, then everything can be laid to rest. But like you said, she's saying bits and pieces, but I think that she is trying to, in a way, still be respectful of him, at the same time hurt by the fallout of everything that happened, you know?
Yeah.
But I understand, like, would it be nice for her to be more empathetic and understand that he's going through something hard, so maybe he's not going to handle it the best? Like, that is one way to handle it, but I can't fault her for being upset about all the possible reasons why, you know, things weren't handled right.
Yeah,
and
I would say to Nicole that, Nicole, the main reason why you're upset is also because of things that you attributed to this. And I only mean it in the sense of, we was in the dark about their relationship because Nicole didn't say anything. No one did not make Nicole be quiet about the whole thing.
But I think
she's using that as a, like, they attacked me and you didn't defend me. Kendall did not tell her to be quiet about it.
But the thing is, with Nicole's point of saying, Kendall, come out and be clear about it, is because Nicole, yes, nobody told her to be quiet, but I'm sure with how she's feeling, she probably couldn't say anything positive.
And when you say, come on, be clear and say what?
All of the things, like the lie that happened, who was the somebody, like, and then Nicole said there is more to it. So what exactly is the more to it? But Kendall himself is being tight-lipped and telling us exactly the contents of the situation. So I'm just saying, she's just like, if you do it, it will make more sense.
And I understand that it would make more sense. But in my head, I'm like, I am a victim of revenge porn. Once I am violated in that way, just because it was out, whatever video is out, doesn't mean now I have to speak on it. Like the whole point that I feel like the main attention should have been is that I was violated. And because I was violated, yes, I lied to you, but I also lied to my family too. I didn't know how to handle it because I never been through something like this. And I feel like Nicole was trying to take the attention off the main thing, that his privacy, no matter what it was violated.
But I don't think it was taken off the main thing. They were asked about their relationship, and their relationship is in shambles because of the fallout of what happened where he was violated. So, I mean, I think, like I said, like, you could be totally right. She could have, like I said, I didn't completely trust both of them. I felt like they were kind of like sneaky snakes. Getting to the money on the show as well. But the thing is, like, I can see all sides, and I can't fault her for feeling how she feels, but I just wish she would break up with the dude if she really is that upset.
And that's what I'm saying. She's so upset, but she's like, guys, we still together. I'm like, okay, we ain't asked for that.
Yeah.
Like, my whole thing is like, what's the point of you being this upset then? But you know, we gonna move on. But truth be told, this is really the most interesting part of the whole reunion.
Pretty much.
You get what I'm saying? But let's move on. We may come back at the end, but we probably won't. But let's keep going.
So Ariana asked about Rob, his multiple connections, about him almost leaving the villa with Andrea.
Yeah.
And Rob says that he's just done. He's overly emotional. He probably didn't handle things the best way he should have. He regrets the pain by some of the things he might have said to people, but he thinks that everything unfolded the way it was supposed to.
Nice.
So with Rob and Andrea, it is actually their first time seeing each other outside of the villa.
Yeah.
And Andrea was upset in the moment that he didn't leave with her, but emotions are heightened, so she could understand the switch up. Coming out, Andrea was hurt about a lot of things. She was getting attacked online, and she was saying that things were being said about her that just were not true.
Okay.
Well, Leah was making faces the whole time.
I like Leah faces. I ain't gonna hold you.
Because you were sitting up there on your lives talking about me and how reactive and emotional I get, but you're sitting up here saying how emotional you were. Like, how do you do that? And then Janae brings out a receipt, actual paperwork saying you called her Two-Face. I think Leah has had her moments.
No, listen, Leah said it herself. She said, if you think something bad about me, or if you say something bad about me, then add to it. It's probably right. You get what I'm saying? True.
But pretty much Janae tells Andrea, you can go ahead and apologize now. So Andrea apologizes for what she said, but she says nothing said was malicious. And everybody's just like, no. You're not just going to skirt around an apology. How was saying somebody's Two-Face not malicious?
Yeah.
So Liv was like, you made nasty comments plenty of times. You talked about how Hannah, like, this is her first time working out. And then something else about somebody else. I forget. But pretty much Hannah was like, she didn't take offense to the comment because everybody knows she likes her snacks and her liquor.
Yeah.
And Andrea had asked her to work out before, but now she wants to work out because this dude she's interested in is here. She's like, I get it. It wasn't that deep. Well, Rob was shocked because of all the lives that Andrea was doing. It was like excessive. It was. And he said that he thought she was a more like put together, polished type of person, and it did not appear that way when he got out. So Andrea was feeling like she needed to defend herself because people were saying all these things about her. So that's why she went on live and, you know, expressed herself the way that she did. But she does apologize to Leah. She felt genuine feelings for Rob, and she thought it was hard for them not to have the opportunity to explore their connection.
What do like the girls call themselves? Do they call themselves the
PPG?
The PPG. Listen here, man. The PPG got on you, Andrea. You thought. See, the thing about it is, this is the first reunion of Love Island series.
She didn't think she had to see these people
again. She didn't think she had to see these people again. And I understand. You got on live, Leah's this, Leah's that, Leah's this, 100 lives, 50 lives, whatever it was. And then you got that call like, oh, yeah, you got to come to New York.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no. And that's basically what it is. I did not feel bad in this moment for her when Serena and Liv and Janae put out paper and Leah just basically pounced on her like hyenas. You get what I'm saying? Because my thing is, if you're going to say it, you got to stand in it now.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? If you believe Leah is this, don't come on and basically start choking up and tearing up and things of that nature. Just stand on it like, I still think you're Two-Faced.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it's just like, now you see these people again. Now, hopefully down the line, if there is other reunions, I don't know if there will be other reunions because season 6 did their big one. Maybe just wait a couple weeks to make sure to say anything, you know?
So Ariana asked, like, do you understand now why the girls chose you to leave? And Andrea was like, well, they picked Janae because they're friends with her. And Janae was pretty much like, just keep Leah's name out your mouth.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Keep it cute. So Ariana then asked, define backseat. And Liv and Leah say it's in the eye of the beholder, and everybody makes jokes about where they were in the car, whether they was backseat, passenger, driver, all that type of stuff. So basically, just clowning Andrea, like, girl, it don't even really matter.
At the end of the day, we all was in the car.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So we see some clips of Casa Amor and the bombshells coming in.
Yeah.
Kenny did bring Catherine back. He was talking about Janae the whole time he was in Casa. Tension was high when he brought her back, but his connection with Janae was stronger.
Yeah.
Rob and Cassie are just friends.
Yeah.
Catherine says that it was hard being a Casa girl. And Liv tells her, look, it was hard being a bombshell as well. You have to come in, steal somebody's man, and, you know, just go about your time in the villa and try to make friends as well.
It is what it is.
And Daya chimes in and says, you know, it's definitely not easy watching your guy come back to the villa with another girl.
Yeah.
But it was hard for the Casa girls as well. They came in with the same intention as everybody else for looking for their own connection. And everyone just needs to realize how they move on social media can affect other people. So don't like galvanize your fans and all these types of things, or allow your friends to say shady things in the background that you keep uploaded, because you're going to get people to start bullying people online. And Daya makes it clear that she's not directing anything at Serena because Serena hasn't done anything to her. Yeah. Serena does not agree with the bullying that's come out of it, and she tries to just ignore all things Casa. Yeah. Well, Daya is genuinely happy for Serena and Cordell, and Serena tells her, you know, I appreciate you for not going on podcasts and talking mess. Yeah. Yeah. So Ariana says that she can relate to the social media drama, as a lot of us who are aware of the Vanderpump Rules and Tom Sandoval and, you know, this whole thing that Ariana was involved in with her ex. She knows how rough people can be, and she just kind of asked everybody to be kind to the Islanders. So Leah tells her supporters explicitly not to come for these people, leave Andrea alone, spare that man Rob, and let's go about our business. She does not hate anybody here.
And let me just say this. I agree with the cyberbullying, with like, don't do it. You don't know these people. Like, these people are like, why are you even talking to people? like first of all, like, these people online. But I will say this, this PSA scene right here was a dud in my opinion. I feel like every bombshell, every Casa girl did not needed a section to talk. I think this section should have been for Andrea. Is that her name?
Andrea.
No. The Casa girl. What is her name? Daya, right? I think we could have got more into the Daya and the Ordell thing.
Cordell, yeah.
No, Odell. I know what I'm saying.
Oh, Odell.
So I think we could have used that to dive more into the breaking the fourth wall about basically her being cyberbullied for that. Make it more specific and things of that nature, and talk about that whole thing, because we already know basically near the end of her whole time that she was there, her and Serena did have a bond and in some fashion to where they just did not they had no beef towards each other and things like that. They liked each other. So I really wish we could have went more to detail about how like people bully her and basically photoshopped her liking an Odell Beckham picture, and how that potentially influenced the Cordell thing and things of that nature. So we can basically just clear that up for her name sake and things of that nature. But I do agree, cyberbullying is wrong. Leave these people alone. You don't know these people.
Yep, agreed. Now we get into Aaron and Kaylor.
Yeah,
they are not good. So apparently he lied to Kaylor, and he admits it. He put his hands down Daniela's pants. He kissed her, and Kaylor's shocked because she's like, "Okay, you didn't tell me that." Like, she's like, "We've been like in New York for 3 days. I've been around you. I've talked to you. Like, why would you decide to come out with that information now?"
Yeah.
And she finds him disgusting. Wants nothing more to do with him. Everybody claps for her, basically like finally standing up for herself.
Kind of.
So she switches seats with Liv because she was sitting next to Aaron, and Aaron just tells her that he did not have the balls to tell her the truth.
True.
So Daniela apologizes. There's a lot of things that she regrets, and Kaylor tells Daniela that it's Aaron's fault, it's not your fault. However, Daniela, I think it's really weird how you want to be cool with Kaylor, but you don't want to tell her all the information. Kaylor will come straight to you and be like, "Hey, so what really happened?" And you want to like skirt around the issue. So I get the apologies, Daniela, but I'm also not fully convinced that you're as like supportive as you tried to make it seem.
Blair.
Like, just be honest with the girl.
You're right.
It's weird to me. So Rob says that Aaron is doing the best he can.
Yeah.
Rob always tells Aaron to be honest, but just says he's an idiot. He struggles a lot, but he's not a horrible person.
True. And
that can be true, but because he struggles with being honest, maybe he's not a great partner. Maybe he's a horrible partner. but he might not be a horrible person.
Yeah.
So they ask, how did things go downhill? Kaylor says that she only watched Casa Amor in episode 6. She realizes she was in her own La La Land in the villa. She was very emotional, and she underestimated herself a lot. But after the villa, she did call and text him. And Aaron, in Aaron's fashion, which I feel like we saw a lot during the season, is Kaylor couldn't just be upset by herself.
No.
Like, Aaron had to say his piece or why this bothered him or whatever the case may be. He couldn't just take ownership and accountability and leave it as is.
No.
So he said his granddad passed.
Yeah.
She went on a podcast and talked trash about him. And he tells her that you were not supporting me. Yeah. Kaylor said, I said my condolences. I asked about your family. I was supporting you. Well, Aaron apologizes again, and Kaylor asked him again, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
He said that he was in a bad place when his grandfather died. When they broke up, he wanted to get it off of his chest, but he never felt it was the right time. He felt guilty about it. Then when they were coming to New York, he didn't want to ruin their first day there, and then he ended up deciding just to wait until the reunion to share it.
Your thoughts?
I don't know if I believe Aaron. I think Aaron definitely wants to be on TV.
You think so? Well, he was.
Yeah, a couple times. And I think that he probably knew that coming on TV and sharing that with Kaylor would probably have the better reaction by telling her on camera, instead of telling her like to the side and actually being like genuinely apologetic.
Yeah.
I feel like he plays to the cameras a lot. That's what I get. Other than that, like, maybe he is just super scared to tell her stuff, but I don't get the sense that he's scared to tell Kaylor stuff. I just feel like he's just strategic and when he wants to share the news. So
and scene. That's how I felt about Kaylor's thing. I feel like Kaylor had this written out, planned out, and I'm gonna tell Aaron in front of everybody about how I feel. I feel like if anything, Kaylor played to the camera more than Aaron did in the scene, because I can poke holes in her story already. She said that they spent the whole day together. Her and Aaron spent the whole day together the first day in New York. By then, you already saw Casa. By then, you already saw episode 6. So why are you, if he's such a horrible person, why are you spending the whole day with him and things of that nature, and then holding it against him that he didn't tell you anything? If you ain't want to do with him, don't spend time with him. You get what I'm saying? So Kaylor seemed like the type of person that, like, because a lot of people was calling her dumb, a lot of people was calling her,
she has something to prove.
Yeah, something to prove. Exactly. You're perfect. So she has something to prove to everybody who's watching it. But I don't know what Kaylor gonna do behind the scenes and behind the camera. And truth of the matter is, I think Aaron, I think Aaron don't really care for Kaylor at all, to be honest. Not even because of what happened at Casa. I just always got the feeling of, like, to your point, I'm on TV, I'm going to act the part. She's beautiful. I'm just going off his perspective, and she's cool. But I don't think he was ever serious about them becoming like boyfriend, girlfriend, to the point where he would basically move over to like the States and things like that and actually like intertwine their lives and things like that. So like I find it very interesting, to the point where they was playing it up to the point where, at least Kaylor was, to where when she switched seats, now it's Aaron versus Liv and Kaylor.
Yeah. and I was trying to get Liv to hush. I know she couldn't hear me from my house, but I'm just like, Liv, hush. I'm trying to hear what they're saying.
And my whole thing is, like, she's saying things that basically the people were saying while they was watching the show, and she's just regurgitating like certain words like love bombing. Stop love bombing me. Well, we said that while, you know, we watched the show. So I think Kaylor has something to prove, and I don't know if she proved it, because she might go back to him secretly. Possibly. Who knows?
So we are going to get down to the bottom of this backseat situation. Okay. So we see the entirety of the fire pit scene and how the ladies came to their decision to pretty much get rid of Andrea. So Liv was saying, obviously, we're saving Janae. So that was already a done deal.
Off the table.
Nicole's situation between Kendall and Miguel at the time was brought up. And Leah was saying that Nicole is just doing what she's here to do. She's playing the game. She's exploring her connections. And Leah didn't feel that they should have punished Nicole for having her leave because she's doing what the show intended to. Yeah. They feel like Andrea isn't very open. And Leah had also brought up how Andrea said to the girls that maybe she's not here for the right reason. She's talked about like the prize money, being comped for tables, basically the benefits of the fame from being on the show as well.
That's all gone now.
So Leah says that this is not couples island. Like, they talk about possible genuine connections, and is Andrea really going to want to be with Rob, and Rob wanting to be with Andrea if any other bombshells come in. And Leah says that she doesn't want to eliminate Nicole because she's open. Okay. So they ended up even trying to talk to the producer to try to get some feedback, but the producer tells them, y'all need to go ahead and make y'all decision.
Yeah, come on now.
So they, of course, made their decision, and it was to vote Andrea out.
Now, one thing I want to say before we get to the second part of all of this is that I can understand how everyone came up with their logic of reasons. Because listen here, you can make sense out of nonsense, right? So the fact that it was a 50-50 decision of who to eliminate is already illogical, because there was a third person that you had to talk about too, and that was Janae. Right. So the same reasons that y'all gave and twisted and did gymnastics of keeping Andrea or like potentially keeping Nicole, there was no gymnastics when it came to Janae. It was just simply like, we're just gonna move her to the side because that's our friend. And I granted, great decision. You get what I'm saying? I'm not against the decision, but I really, watching the fire pit situation, I didn't think this was such a big turning point in the show that we had to watch the whole scene uncensored.
And then it ended up turning into semantics at the end anyway.
Yeah, a little bit of semantics, a full entree of semantics and a side of lies. So I'm like, what did we learn new in this whole situation?
Well, at least for me, I got to see how vocal Leah actually was. Okay. Because I did feel like Leah was trying to downplay it a little bit. And it's clear that she had a voice as much as everybody else, which she ended up eventually saying once people explained to her what backseat actually meant. Yeah. But it took her a while to get there because she, I guess, didn't feel like she had that much input. So, or was trying not to have that much input.
Let's keep going.
So Leah says that she wasn't trying to get Andrea to leave. Like, she didn't want anybody to leave. They had to make their decision. That was the decision that they made. And Leah also makes a point to say, you know, I also wasn't trying to get her to leave to be with Rob because I knew that, number one, I didn't want to be second place, as well as I knew Rob would be angry with me for trying to get Andrea out. Also, she was saying that she never really said Andrea's name in the decision making. She just gave her points as to why she wanted Nicole to stay, or thought Nicole should stay.
That's a little strange. Go ahead. So? No. I'm just saying that's strange. But go ahead.
So Liv apologizes to Leah that she didn't back Leah up when it came to confronting her with Rob around the fire pit. Really, pretty much in front of everybody. About the backseat situation. Janae asks Aaron, do you want to apologize for calling the girls idiots? He says, yeah, but he doesn't apologize. He was just like, Janae wasn't in a couple, and they decided to vote Hakeem out because he wasn't in a couple.
Yeah.
And Leah says, are you just a gossiper or just a B word? And Leah said that she was trying to take a back seat. When Rob relayed the information, he left out the word trying. And that's why Liv and Kaylor were upset because Leah did not take a back seat. And that's how the miscommunication happened.
And this is where you talk about with the full entree of Semantics with a side of lies. Listen here, you trying or you taking the back seat doesn't change anything of the whole thing. We heard you say you feel like she's not here, that she go comp some tables, that she's here for the prize money, that you think she's here for the fame and things like that. The only thing that I would give respect on is that I can understand from Liv POV that if she's hearing from somebody else that I had nothing to do with the decision, it was them. I can understand from Liv POV watching the uncensored version that she was the one that said, okay, tell me what to say. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be the one that's going to say it, to the point where they got producers to come in and she's asking, give us just 30 seconds just so she can get everybody's story straight, even to the point of protecting Nicole, of saying, hey, Kendall doesn't know that like so.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not going to bring up the Miguel thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can understand why. Even hearing, here's the thing, we're doing semantics on the word trying, but I think the word that triggered her was backseat. And at the end of the day, she said, listen here, we was given 10 minutes to talk. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to talk, right? Everybody was given a chance to talk. This wasn't a situation. Now, I may have been leading the charge in the sense of that, and I stood in that. And she said that. She said somebody had to make the decision, just basically like just live with it.
Yeah.
But to actually hear it, how heightened the emotions were, I can understand from Liv perspective to hear that somebody was trying or took the back seat, which basically is semantics right here, can basically make it go like, what?
Yeah.
Like I thought we was gonna stand in this together. So I understand, but it's semantics, Leah. It did not change anything.
Yeah. So then we get to viewer questions.
Yes.
Is Rob going to retire the overalls?
Yeah.
He says no, they are functional and comfortable. Then we get to Serena asking if she was tired of eating avocado toast.
Yeah.
And her man was making her plenty of different breakfast meals. French toast, scrambled, omelets, all types of things.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Take your time. It took your breath away. The French toast, listen, it's okay. It's okay.
That is embarrassing.
Yes.
Anyway, they asked, have the bromances survived? Connor says yes. I was like, why is Connor speaking up? But he said, yeah, he been hanging out with everybody.
Well, they did touch his trunks while they was walking out the room. So
that is true. So the most important lesson from Janae that she got was that it's important to be a girl's girl, stand on business, and take risks.
Yeah.
And that's it.
If you were to rate this out of 10, what would you rate this reunion?
I'd give it a good 7.
I give it a 6.5.
Fair.
I think do less, right? I think after a certain week, there should be a cutoff, right? And then bring people out who attributes to that story that we want to talk about. There's stories like, for example, I wanted to get into the whole Leah, Janae, Connor thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Kind of get into the depth of that and basically get the viewers' questions when it comes to that, the viewers' statements when it comes to that. And then once that segment's over, Connor, you can go.
I wanted to see, which I would have wished they would have showed at movie night when Serena was talking to Leah about Janae and how she came up with the eggs. And, not trying to stir up conflict with the PPG. I'm just saying, like, people like, you need to not talk about somebody two-faced. Everybody had their moments. Yes. Okay? Everybody had their moments.
And I feel like, listen here. I'm all for it. PPG reigns supreme. That's basically what's the whole essence. PPG get to basically be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it actually benefits you, which you can actually see some people trying to be friends with each of them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's why you have Andrea like, I'm sorry, Leah, but I know Andrea don't like that girl.
Right.
And Leah don't like that girl.
Nah.
You get what I'm saying? But overall, I thought it was I think this season deserved a reunion. I'm happy we got it. And hopefully next season, I don't think next season is going to top this season because my wife was telling me privately when I asked her the question, she said she thinks people next season going to try to come in and try too hard.
And we're going to be able to tell they're trying.
And we're going to be able to tell.
Yeah.
But this is basically the benefit of being on a show and it works, right? Because when one eats, because truthfully, only Cordell and Serena should be eating, but Leah's the biggest star out of everybody, and because of that, it just rains down to everybody. Yeah. Everybody here is going to be on some type of, at least the main cast, is going to be on some type of Love Island games. It's going to be on something. They don't have to work a regular job no more. Coy, you gonna have to work a regular job, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for joining us. We will make some other videos. I feel like the more that's going to come out from this reunion, we may touch on it, because I really do have other things to say about the Nicole and the Kendall situation. Let me know what y'all think about this reunion. Let us know what you think about the Kendall and like Nicole situation. Let us know about what you think about the Kaylor and Aaron situation, and we be back.
Yes.
We be back. Watch our other shows. We doing Love is Blind UK. We doing Family Empire. We doing Love After Lockup.
Yep.
I got it right this
time. The
Braxtons. We doing the Braxtons. Oh, the Braxtons is something else, but I think we doing our best with that one.
Yeah.
We are doing a lot of shows to keep y'all entertained, and we want to hear what y'all have to say about that. So y'all be good.
Bye.